Hello indie game fans, smaller week of games, but there are some absolutely fantastic experiences to kick March off in this edition of Indie Gaming this week. We begin with the whimsical looking 3D platformer Mail Mole, where you play as a postman who can burrow and move underground, having to save the world of Carrot Land from disaster. Good 3D platformers are difficult to come by these days, so I do hope that this lives up to the expectations.
My time has played out, but the story of my life remains written on these pages. From my youth in my family, all through the peaceful years to the start of the war. My fate has always been my own. Every deed, every choice, and every person I met made me what I am. Could I have really taken a different path?
The prologue demo of The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante was pretty well received, so I'm glad to share that the full release will be upon us this week. It's a choose-your-own adventure game with RPG elements, where every choice that you make causes the narrative to branch, where you can be anything from an aristocrat crushing peasants beneath your heel, a man of the cloth professing the greatness of God, or a rebel fighting against the established order. Seems a little Reigns-like in terms of progression and management, but a sweet art style makes it of interest.
The insurgents accepted me into their ranks. Like my father before me, I had earned my mantle as a judge. The high society opened its doors to me. Providence brought me into the fold. My faith guided others on the one true path. Fight for the rights of the common folk have consumed me. I rallied the people to rebel against the old ways. Can I avert the downfall of our empire? Teach forgiveness to the gods themselves? Or burn the old order in the fire of rebellion? Could I have taken a different path? Found a different calling? Altered the very course of history? And what price would I have to pay?
A curious little precision platformer is Sir Lovelot, where you play as a stereotypical fairy tale knight who wants to get the love of his life, a princess in a tower, having to evade traps and monsters in order to do so, looking like a fun little entry. First-person simulators somehow tend to blow up out of nowhere, and a title that has that potential is Ranch Simulator, where you have to build your own ranch, keeping livestock, hunting wild animals, and trading to become the most prosperous ranch in the valley. People do love these types of games, so certainly one of interest.
So, I'm getting coffee. I'm getting ready to leave. There's this guy. You're just staring at your sketchbook.
Oh, God, that's embarrassing.
Is this some kind of castle thing?
I don't know. I haven't drawn in a long time. I used to draw all the time.
Me too. I'm Kenzie.
I'm Michael.
We should start a drawing club.
Yeah, of course. Why are you talking to me anyway?
I'm bored. I'm waiting for my coffee, and I'm flirting with you.
I covered Maquette in my video on the best upcoming indie games of the month, where this recursive first-person puzzle game looks amazing, and I'm curious as to how the puzzles will play out.
So close, you might scare me away. But
Playing with perspective is a fun little mechanic in games, most recently used in Superliminal, but can be seen in titles like Manifold Garden as well, with this game looking to join those ranks and having the potential to be one of the best.
Morning, Ben. Lovely day, isn't it?
Morning, Joan. Yeah, holy man!
So it's an endless runner, but the twist is Wait for it. There's an end.
No bigger games this week, so we'll start smaller games with 3 out of 10 Season 1, an adventure game with minigame elements about a video game studio that cannot seem to make a game that's better than 3 out of 10. This comes to Switch with additional features, and interestingly, is from the developer of Tower of Guns and Mother Gunship, which is an interesting change of pace.
Internet loves it. That's totally not true, but it's good for morale to tell you that.
The new Sharkmesh file name was temp_final_final2_complete.
Ah, the naming convention of an experienced developer, I see. See that counter up there? That's tied to an algorithm in order to create a predictor of our expected score.
It's just 2 out of 10. That's terrible.
It is.
Just get the damn keys already.
Is there a video tutorial about this somewhere?
Just reach out and grab them.
With a shovel?
What the do you even see a shovel? Francine, I need you to hold all my calls for the next half hour.
Sure.
I'm signing things. Sign to the left, sign it to the right, gonna sign this.
Jeb does this sometimes.
This project is different. Hey! This game will be a hit.
I've never seen that number go up before.
Six Souls is a mini Metroidvania title about a guy and his dog looking decent in terms of pixel art and should be neat. I like classic brick breakers, so Antonball Deluxe got my attention, mixing classic gameplay with a platformer, although I'm not so hot on the ball puns in the trailer.
Good luck!
I think that there's a market for the 1v1 local multiplayer title like Nidhogg, where Duel on board looks like an interesting entry, playing as pirates fighting each other over beer. While it probably should have been rum, it nonetheless looks like fun with a nice variety of modes. Dungeon No Dungeon should have made the top 10 of the week since I do love roguelite dungeon crawling RPGs, but I got burned by this a couple of times due to delays, so let's see if they'll make it to launch this time around.
it was you who brought this devastation upon us.
Do not repeat your past. Destroy the hero at its source.
The awesome action platformer Foregone comes to Steam after the expiration of its Epic exclusivity, and while it looks like Dead Cells, progression is more akin to Diablo with loot and so on. Pretty fun title and one to get if you have not picked this up.
Will not erase your mistakes.
Time to put an end to this killing once and for all.
You cannot stop destiny.
No more living weapons. No more experiments. I'll end your suffering right here, right
now. End it.
Hocus 2 is a sequel to a puzzle game that uses MC Escher-like drawings, looking to have more puzzles in the same vein, and gets ported to Steam this week. The spider hunting simulator Kill It With Fire gets ported to all modern consoles and mobile this week to get your flamethrowers out and perhaps wreck your house in the process. Lion Quest Infinity is one of the stranger entries of the week, being part adventure game, part 3D platformer, and all sorts of weird, so a curiosity for sure.
You again, stranger. Do you tire of the hunt? I think not.
Just covered Mortal Shell in my last video, with the enhanced edition for PS5 and Xbox Series X launching this week, with 4K and 60 FPS support.
So, do we have an accord? Then you will face the beasts again.
The launch of PixelJunk Raiders is a strange one, since this is the next official PixelJunk title from developer Q-Games, but will be a Stadia exclusive, and is a 3D action roguelite of all things, which is a departure from PixelJunk Eden, Shooter and Monsters, but I do hope that the deal with Google works out for them. Really not sure how to pronounce this, but RAKETENWASCHMACHINE is a trippy Twitch action title where you pilot a ship through saw blades where the world itself is constantly spinning and simply looks like a trip. Another cute looking precision platformer of the week is Slime Fantasy: The Search for the Lost Sword, which looks simple but the platforming could be challenging. Soul of Giga is a curious-looking turn-based strategy title where you summon monsters known as Giga for turn-based battles, where as always, I do enjoy looking at the designs of these. Teamfight Manager is an esports team management sim where you not only have to manage the team housing, facilities and training schedules, but do also get involved in the strategy for the fake MOBA as well, looking awesome and of interest. Until the Last Plane is another management title, this time set in World War II, where you're in control of an airbase, having to repair, craft and upgrade planes while having minigame sections for the actual missions. The wonderful hidden object title, Wind Peaks, gets ported to Switch, and was a title that I enjoyed at launch, so it comes recommended.
Everyone kept banging on that things were on a roll in this quiet hamlet. Life was a ball. And then one day, the enemy came rolling in. In times like these, a hero who will bang down their fist is needed. One who won't just roll over, one who will... one who will bang into the enemy fearlessly.
We move into the top 5 with Bang On Balls Chronicles, another balls-centric title for the week, but it does look pretty good. Somehow, this is based on the memes of Country Balls or Poland Ball, but don't simply dismiss this as a meme game since the action looks quite fun. You can roll around, jump, and platform as per genre norms, with historically themed levels like a Viking invasion forming the scenarios, and will be in early access with more to be added.
And caught! Anyways, I'm ready to bang it out whenever you are. Bang, bang, bang on. Bang on. Balls. Bang on. Balls. Bang on Balls. Chronicles.
If you're a fan of survival crafting base builders, then Scrap Knot will certainly be of interest, having you explore the open world and building your base. There's farming, electricity, tower defense, automation, and more systems in play, so it does look very intriguing to me, and it's always nice to delve into a new one of these to get grips with a new world and how it works. I mentioned in my previous video on upcoming games of the month that I don't normally include games from the first week of the month for fear of repeating myself, but much really seems to be front-loaded, case in point being Everhood. This long in development rhythm RPG title caught my eye many moons ago due to the look and the combat, although what does intrigue me is the world and characters. Some Undertale vibes for sure, but that might not be a fair comparison, so do check it out for yourself later this week. I love my roguelite platformers, and one of interest is Re Vita, set in a dreamy, mysterious world where you play as an amnesiac child who has to ascend the clock tower in search of answers. As you know, story usually isn't the strong suits of roguelites, but luckily, we do have some fast, flashy action to make up for that. The relics equivalent in this game seem fun, allowing you to combine and combo them, so all fairly typical roguelite stuff but looks well put together. The early access release will come with the first 3 areas, with more to come over the next 7 to 9 months, but a title of interest for sure.
Your world has been cast into a dark spiral.
And of course, Loop Hero takes the top spot as it did in my last video, since it's a very unique roguelite strategy title that has a cool look. Placing buildings and indirectly supporting the hero is the goal here, in order to break the time loop of the evil lich. I think that the strategy roguelite is a space that could use more entrants, with this being a fantastic entry, taking the number 1 spot. To see more of the big picture, check out these awesome videos, and I will see you after the jump.